Travelling abroad over the past couple of years has been a nightmare for many, and I completely understand your situation, because when I went to Peru during the start of this crisis, well, just when it began, I actually was trapped out there for an extra 3 days, and basically I nearly had to pay £3,000 to get home. But luckily, thanks to the group called British Britons Trapped in Peru, the cost was actually divulged right down to £250. The government relented and sent a BA flight to Peru, a couple, to actually rescue the British citizens trapped in Peru. Now, the travelling industry has been brought to its knees. It's not just the airlines, it's the hotels, it's the staff in the airport. It's not just staff who are linked to the airline industry. It's also the staff in the airport. For example, at Stansted, you've got the likes of Wetherspoons and other restaurants there. So you've got those staff, you've got staff in boots, you've got baggage handlers, you've got security staff as well who need paying, who got families to feed, and yeah, and also the suppliers. It hits suppliers as well. Well, of course it does, because it's case orders are going down, and obviously that does affect the supply chain. It's a vicious cycle. But because if the customers aren't coming to the airport's obviously not making money and making huge losses. So, being an end goal, this year we are freer than last year to travel. There are many countries that have banned UK tourists, but there are some countries like Romania which will require you to take a PCR test on the way. Not just that, you have to self-isolate, be holed up in your hotel or apartment for 10 days once you get off the plane. Now obviously these are countries to avoid. The best countries to go to are ones that are few and far between, that require you not to take a PCR test before departure or upon arrival, or require you to self-isolate when you get there. Now in Mexico, it's open. You just go there as normal. You don't have to fill a passenger locator form or anything like that. It's just when you get back, for any country in the world, when you get back, the UK government law does say you need a PCR test. It does say currently that you need to actually self-isolate for 2 whole days. Now for many people, that'll be especially self-employed people as well, that'll be 2 days worth of wages or work down the drain. Unless you're working from home. If you're not, you'll be sat at home trapped doing nothing. So obviously order online shopping for that day of when you come back is my advice. Free shopping obviously. So yeah, and basically check out, there's a brilliant website called kayak.com, where you go on there. It's got a clear map of the world where you got red, orange and green countries. So red ones obviously the ones that obviously you cannot get into. The orange ones are more or less where you can go, but with like restrictions. So obviously avoid the countries that require you to have a PCR test before going into them, because obviously you're paying £55 twice for there and back, and for a lot of people that is a lot of bloody money. I don't mind showing airlines I don't mind carrying a mask on the plane. I don't mind actually just obeying the rules of the country when I'm going there. But basically there are some countries that just want you to show your vaccination status. They want you to be vaccinated. Sorry for those who have not had the jab, but obviously if you want to travel, have the vaccine. Simple as that. and basically airlines, countries around the world may want you to have a third vaccine as well, possibly, but that is not in anyone's legislation yet. So my advice is you always check the Foreign Office website. Check out the amazing website called kayak.com, which has a very clear list of the countries you can and cannot enter, about the rules of isolation, COVID tests, etc., PCR tests, whatever they are. Basically, all I would do is go to those countries who are either open, where you can just walk in, or go to those countries where you just pull out your phone, because many countries have said some countries have said that they'll accept the NHS certificate, because obviously once I have my third booster jab, that would obviously in a couple of weeks' time be plotted onto my NHS COVID app. So obviously when I go to Spain, for example, in September, if I do, then it will show. Like I say, the British government isn't obviously in control of what laws are in another country. So as of any time of travel, obviously respect their laws, because they might have stricter regulations than us. But do your research first, is my advice to you before you go travelling.